everyone, my name is Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So a little while ago I did a video where I ranked the Hannah Montana discography and that was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed making that video and so I thought why not do that again, but this time with Descendants. And I know that 2 new Descendants movies were just announced, but I still feel like this list will hold up because I have a feeling these new movies are probably going to be with a new cast and follow a new storyline, and so I still feel like this list will be relevant regardless in terms of like the OG franchise. So we're going to be ranking 43 songs today and I did not write a script for this, so I apologize if I end up sounding super repetitive in this video, but I wanted to rank all of the Descendants songs, so even the ones from Wicked World, which is the animated series, the holiday special songs, then also the songs from like those random TV specials that they did. And so I think I got all the songs. The only ones I chose not to include were the scores, just because I feel like I'm not very good at judging those types of songs. Any sort of like remix that they've done that just sounds too similar to the original song, and then also any of the mashups that they've done with the zombie songs, just because I feel like those shouldn't really count. But other than that, we've got every single song on here and I'm really excited to talk about all of them. And if you missed my Hannah video, I basically talked about how I can't include the actual songs because then this video would get copywritten, and so instead we're gonna have a photo slide in here along with a Spotify QR code. So if you have Spotify, you can just scan that on the app and then you can listen to the song while I'm talking about it. And so yeah, with all that being said, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so at number 43 I have Happy Birthday from Descendants 3. This was the song that Audrey sang at Jane's birthday when she put the sleeping curse on everybody. I have it last because, let's be honest, it's just Happy Birthday, so it doesn't really feel like a Descendants song. It's also like super short, so like every time it comes on I'm like, skip, I don't want to listen to this. 1, because it's Happy Birthday, and 2, because it is so short. I will say though, props to Sarah Jeffrey because I think her vocals are on point in this song. Like, she sounds beautiful. However, I've never really wanted to listen to it. I feel like any time I have listened to it, it's been on accident. Like, it's come on shuffle and then I've been like, wait, why did I just listen to that? But by the time I realized, the song was already over, and so that's Happy Birthday. That's why it's last. And those are my thoughts. All right, next. Next we have Night is Young by China and McClain, and so this was from Descendants Wicked World, and I believe it was part of like the Neon Lights Ball event. Like, I remember it playing at like the red carpet thing that they did. I actually don't think it was a red carpet. I think it was like purple or something, but I believe that's what this song is from. And I feel like this is a fun song. However, I've only listened to it like a handful of times. Like, it's just not one of my favorites. I think the chorus is a lot of fun, but like overall, like, I don't know, I feel like this song isn't as good as some of the other Descendants songs. Like, that's why it was a part of Wicked World and not like the actual movies. And so, sorry China, I love you, but this song is not one of my favorites, so that's why it is second last. At number 41, we also have another song by China and McClain, which is Dig a Little Deeper from Descendants 3. So this was the Disney cover that they did for this movie, because every movie they had a cover of a classic Disney song. So this one's from Princess and the Frog, and I do like this song. Like, nothing against Dig a Little Deeper. I just personally feel like this remix that they did for this movie was just too similar to the original. Like, if I'm gonna listen to this song, I'd rather just listen to the one from the movie than this version, although I do really love China's voice as well. I just feel like there's something about it that it wasn't like unique enough in my own personal opinion, and I just feel like whenever I'm listening to Descendants songs, I always skip this one just because it doesn't really feel like it fits in because it's not remixed enough, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's kind of too different from the rest of the discography, but I do still really like it. I think it's cute, just not one of my own personal favorites, and it's usually a skip from me. Next, at number 40, we have Dove Cameron's version of Genie in a Bottle, which she also did for Wicked World. I believe they were doing this like genie chic sort of thing, and so then that's how this cover came about. And I did like this song when it came out. Like, I wasn't really familiar with the Christina Aguilera version, and so I remember listening to this song and enjoying it, but then after I heard Christina's version and realized all of the lyrics that they changed, it kind of just started to feel like a Kidz Bop version of the song. I mean, I do still like it. I think the music video is fun, and every time I think about it, it just reminds me of that one story that Dove told about how when her and Thomas were out, he would find like those Bluetooth speakers and just play the song like in a Target or whatever to embarrass her, and so I think that's funny. But overall, I think in terms of like the Descendants songs, this one is not top tier in my own personal opinion. Next we have another Wicked World song, who would have guessed, but it's Rather Be With You from, I don't remember, there was like this sleepover thing and they sang this song. I do really enjoy this song. I think the chorus goes very hard. However, I do not love the verses. The verses kind of make me uncomfortable. Like, I get the whole idea of the song is supposed to be like they're playing Would You Rather and it's like this nice sleepover moment. However, if I'm just like hanging out, listening to Descendants songs and this song comes on, I just feel so awkward listening to it. Like, I know Descendants is mainly targeted towards children. However, this song just feels like an even younger children's song, if that makes sense. However, the chorus goes so hard that I really couldn't put it any lower than this. I also like the moment in Descendants 2 where Dizzy is like cleaning up the shop and this song is playing. But yeah, overall, not one of the best songs because the verses make me cringe. Okay, so next we have Kiss the Girl from Descendants 2. I believe this was the song that they played during the credits, which I must say was something that I didn't like how they didn't include the Disney covers in the actual movies anymore like they did in the first one, because I really liked the Be Our Guest sequence and I wanted more of that, but we never got more of that, which sucked. But I did enjoy Kiss the Girl. I thought it was a fun song. I really like how everybody is in this song. It's not just like Dig a Little Deeper where it was just China. And so I think that's a lot of fun. I like how all of the actors got their own moment in this song. But I will say in terms of Kiss the Girl remixes, this one just doesn't even come close to the Ashley Tisdale version. And so that's another reason why this one's a bit lower on the list. Overall, I do still think it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a classic song. What's not to love? And yeah, it's good times, but not good enough times. So that's why it's what number? 39. Nope, 38. Okay, next. Okay, so next is Evil at number 37. And if you're sensing a trend here, it is that the Wicked World songs are just nowhere near as good as the songs from the actual movies. Like, what can I say? There's a reason why they were sent to the animated series and not the actual movie. I don't know if that's how the songs work, probably not, but either way, this song I just feel like isn't as good. I do still like it. I feel like it's super catchy. I'm trying to remember the context of it, but I can't exactly remember. I feel like it's something along the lines of like Audrey puts a spell on Mal and tries to make her evil again, and then this song is the result of that. And I will say it is a bop. It's very catchy. But yeah, in terms of the other Descendants songs, I just feel like it doesn't compare, and so that's why it's a bit lower on this list. And I can honestly say I don't really listen to it that much, and so there's that as well. Next is Audrey's Christmas Rewind. So if you're not familiar, Disney Channel would do this thing where like every Christmas time they would take a song from the previous Descendants movie and then remix it to make it a Christmas song. So the first two movies, they just picked I think like the most popular song, and then that was what it was. And so for Descendants 3, I think I just assumed it was going to be Queen of Mean, and so when this one came out, I was like, huh? Like, this is a completely different song, so this is very new. But I didn't hate it. I really like the chorus. I think the chorus goes very hard. The verses are okay too. I feel like they're funny. They make me laugh, which I enjoy a good laugh here and there. But yeah, overall, it doesn't compare to the other holiday songs in my opinion, but it's still a fun time. So that's why it is where it is on this list. Next we have Rotten to the Core, the Spanglish version. If you're not familiar with Spanglish, it basically is Spanish and English mixed together in one. I actually didn't even know that this song existed till quite recently, and I was really excited when I found out about it because, as you guys know, I love Spanish music, and so I was like, yes, I have a song that I can listen to in Spanish from Descendants, like, we love that. And I was loving it up until the chorus hit, and they did something different with the chorus, and it sounds a bit too intense in my own personal opinion. I got really disappointed by the chorus, especially because the verses are so good. Like, I don't understand why they decided to add that extra whatever they did to the chorus to make it sound so different. But the more I've listened to the song, the more I've kind of gotten past that and still been able to enjoy it. But just overall, I feel like it doesn't compare to the original, and so that's why it's a bit lower on this list. Number 34 is Good Is the New Bad. I believe this is another Descendants Wicked World song. I feel like I don't really have much to say about this one. Like, it's fine. It's just not one of my own personal favorites. And again, I just feel like it doesn't compare much to like the movie soundtracks. Like, it's okay, you know? And so this is where it is. Next we have Chillin' Like a Snowman, which was the Christmas remix that they did for a song from the second movie. So they took Chillin' Like a Villain and made it Chillin' Like a Snowman. Get it? So fun. And when this song first came out, I remember like hating it with a passion. I was like, this is so bad. It doesn't flow. And I was just annoyed because it was my favorite song from the second movie and I felt like they ruined it. However, now that time has passed and I can like look back on these memories with fondness, I'm like, you know what? It's funny. It's a good time. Yes, the lyrics are kind of silly and it doesn't really work the same way, but it still makes me laugh. And I mean, it's Chillin' Like a Villain. Technically, like, the beat is the same, so I feel like because it has that going for it, it makes it a little bit better. But like, overall, not the best Descendants Christmas song, but also not the worst. Not that the Audrey's song is the worst. If I had to rank the three, it would be last, and this one would be second. So those are my thoughts on Chillin' Like a Snowman. Let's move on to 32, which is Rotten to the Core D3 remix. So for Descendants 3, they did a remix of Rotten to the Core where they included like all of the villain kids from all three movies. So like Harry Hook and Gil and Umar all in this version of the song, and they changed some of the lyrics up and added like a more intense beat. And I think that it's fun. It's a good time. I mean, it's Rotten to the Core, so it's still a bop. My favorite part of this song is Thomas's verse because he just comes in so aggressively. If you've never listened to the song before, please just skip to like, I think it's a minute in or something, just to listen to his part because it's just hilarious to me. Like, it cracks me up every time I hear it. He comes in like with his accent and his aggression, and I'm like, all right, Thomas, calm down. But yeah, overall, I feel like that song's chill, but not the best version of Rotten to the Core. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, number 31 is Believe from the first Descendants movie. movie. This was the Shawn Mendes song that was a part of the soundtrack. I don't believe it was actually in the movie itself. Oh, it might have been the credit song. I take that back. I think it was the credit song. So Shawn Mendes did a song for this movie. They played it during the credits. It's a fine song. It's very chill, mellow. I like it. It's a good time. It's very nostalgic for me now because I'm like, aw, remember those days? And I also love the music video. The music video was a lot of fun, how Dove and Sophia were in it, and I feel like the color scheme and everything of the video was very fun. But in terms of like Descendants songs, like it's not really like a Descendants song, you know, like it's just kind of a part of the soundtrack. Still a good song, not one of my own personal favorites, so that's why it is number 31. Next we have our first song that's actually like in one of the movies, and it is Evil Like Me. Oh, I guess Happy Birthday is like in the movie, but it's like not really the same as like, you know, one of the full length songs. And so I have Evil Like Me at number 30. And I feel like people will understand why I have this one ranked kind of lower. You know, Kristen Chenoweth, she really delivered on this song, and I really respect her for that. However, I feel like it definitely has some strong Broadway vibes to it, which I'm sure they did on purpose because it's Kristen Chenoweth, but I just feel like it doesn't really fit in with the rest of the Descendants songs that have that more like pop sort of decom-y feel. Like this one kind of feels out of place. It still gives me that same Descendants nostalgia every time it comes on. However, I don't usually keep it on when it does come on. Like it's definitely a skip for me. But I just really enjoy the song. It's super nostalgic and super fun, but it's ranked sort of lower for those reasons. Next is the VK mashup from Descendants 3. So on the Descendants 3 soundtrack, they did this mashup of all of the 3 main villain songs. So Rotten to the Core, Ways to be Wicked, and Good to be Bad. And it's a lot of fun. You know, they mashed up all those songs together, and it's cool to see them kind of work alongside one another, and it's super upbeat and a lot of fun. But in terms of like the song itself, like it doesn't compare against the originals. Like the originals are the ones that hold my heart. Like this one's good, but it's not as good as it could be, you know? I feel like that doesn't make sense. There's a fluff flying in my face. But yeah, it's still fun, so 29. At number 28, we have Be Our Guest. So the first like Disney cover song in the Descendants movies. And I feel like this song got some flack because people were like, wow, it's so bad. But I never felt that way. I always liked Be Our Guest. I thought it was a lot of fun. I love the choreo, and it's just a really memorable song in my opinion. And I like that it was actually in the movie. And I feel like out of all of the Disney covers from the Descendants movies, this one is definitely the one that they like remixed the most, and so I like that. But yeah, that's Be Our Guest. I feel like it's fun, so that's why it's number 28. Next, we have the Rotten to the Core version from Descendants Wicked World, so that's the version just with Sophia singing. We talked about it sort of a little bit earlier when we talked about the Spanglish version, but this is the original version that's fully in English. I remember really liking this one when it came out, whereas now I feel like I'd rather just listen to the original version and not Sophia's version, although I do really like her version as well. I like how it's got this more like doo-wop-y feel to it. I feel like that adds some spice. And I also really liked this song because we didn't get like a solo moment from Evie in the first movie, so I feel like this song kind of was that for us. It's got a bit of a different vibe, but I really like it. And so yeah, that's where it is. Okay, number 26 is Poor Unfortunate Souls from Descendants 2 as well. I'm just realizing that Descendants 2 got 2 Disney covers, and I find that interesting. I wasn't expecting this one to be the highest one because I feel like I always skip it, but when I was just like listening to all these songs, I kind of like came to the realization as to like how good this cover was. I mean, maybe it was just nostalgia because I feel like they used this song a lot in like the promo shots for the new VKs. For the second movie, and so every time I hear this song it just reminds me of that, and then I have a stronger attachment towards it. But I do still feel like this is like a really good cover. I mean, obviously I also really like the Jonas Brothers cover of this song as well, but I still feel like China delivered what was needed to be delivered with this song, and she did a really good job, and I like it. So that is where it is. Number 25, we have another cover. So this is Stronger, the cover that Mal and Evie, Uma did for that one like really odd short film that was before the third movie, I believe, that turned into like a music video of them singing this Kelly Clarkson song. And to be honest, I didn't really listen to it much when it came out because I was kind of annoyed of its existence. I was like, why didn't they just make an original song for this short film? Like they were hyping it up so much just for a really long music video to a song that already exists. But now that like I've taken a step back from that and I was able to just like listen to the song for like what it was, I really respect it because it's almost like, in my opinion, basically Mal and Uma singing a breakup song together. And like what more could you want? Like that just proves that they're girlfriends and in love, and I love that for them. So if you haven't listened to Stronger in a hot minute, I would recommend checking it out just for that, just for the Mal and Uma vibes. And they did change some of the lyrics, but I still feel like it works. Like you could still look at it like a breakup song, like them breaking up but like being okay with it, or like they both broke up with somebody else and then now they're getting together with each other. I don't know. But either way, I don't hate it anymore, and so I'm happy that this video helped me see that. Next we have the first Descendants Halloween song. So this was from the Descendants Halloween special where they did like that cool stop motion thing. It's a very short song, but I still feel like it does what was needed to be done. Like, it's a bop, it goes hard, and I'm very mad at myself that I forgot about its existence until now. And so I guess I'm happy that I did this video because it reminded me how good this song was, and I will definitely be listening to it every Halloween from now on. Next we have Better Together at number 23. This is another one from Wicked World. However, I know it better from Soy Luna because Dove and Sophia came on Soy Luna for an episode and they sang this song on that episode. But it is originally a song from Descendants' Wicked World. And it's a good song. I really like it. I mean, am I a little bit biased because it's also on Soy Luna? Probably. However, it does still go pretty hard. I feel like in terms of like the Wicked World songs, this one is definitely up there as being like one of the better ones. And so yeah, I like it. It's a fun time, and that's why it is number 23. At number 22, we have Jolly to the Core. So this was the first Descendants Christmas song and also the best Descendants Christmas song in my own personal opinion. I don't know why, but I just have such strong attachments to this song. I think it's mainly because I listened to it so much when it came out, just because I thought it was hilarious, but I also genuinely enjoyed it. I also loved the music video, how they had the two of them at Disney World in Orlando and then the other two at Disneyland, California, and then they had them come together in the video. I thought that that was a really neat idea. And then I was also working at the Disney store, I think a little bit after this song came out, but it was still in like the Disney playlist that would play around Christmas time at the stores. So I have a lot of fond memories of like just goofing over this song with some of my cast members. Like, we always loved that one line where Carlos just like yells "Nog," just because it's hilarious and it's great. And so that also adds to my enjoyment of this song, but I genuinely do think it's a fun time. And so that's why it is number like what, 22? Yeah, I stand by that. At number 21, we have the newest Descendants song, which is Feelin' the Love from the wedding special, which people have asked me to talk about before, and I honestly don't really have much to say about it, which is why I've never commented on it. I thought it was fine. Like, I don't know, I remember being kind of disappointed afterwards because I was just kind of like, that's it. It made me sad that they decided to have Carlos no longer be alive in the Descendants universe, because in my mind, that was something that I really liked about Descendants, is that Carlos was still alive in that sense. But then they kind of ruined that with this special, which makes me sad. But I guess on the bright side, we did get this song out of it, and I feel like this song is a lot of fun. Super catchy. I like how the whole cast is in it. I kind of wish that we got more Ben and Mal moments, just because it is like their wedding song, but it was still a fun time, and it's super catchy. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really listen to it that much when it came out, and so I was happy that I did like actually listen to it for this video, because it reminded me that it was a good song. And so yeah, that's my feelings on Feeling the Love. I feel like it's a good song. Not one of the best songs, but it's a decent song. Well, decent and good aren't really the same thing. It's a mid-range one for sure. All right, top 20. So at number 20, I have Break This Down. So this was the finale song in the third movie, and I just personally feel like out of all of the finale songs from the movies, this one is my least favorite. It's nothing to do with the barrier, because I know you guys know my thoughts on the barrier. It's just like the song itself, it's never really been one of my favorites. I feel like when the album came out, I would always skip this one. I definitely have more of a love towards it now than I did back then, but not enough for it to be above where it is on this list. And so that's my thoughts on Break This Down. Next we have One Kiss. So this was Evie's solo in Descendants 3. Don't get me wrong, I love this moment in the movie. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie. And I feel like people are going to be mad about this placement because I know a lot of people love this song. Kind of like with Break This Down, I feel like when the album first came out, this was a song that I would skip a lot. And so now whenever it comes on shuffle, I have a good time because I didn't like overplay this song back then. But yeah, just overall, this one never really was my favorite. And so that's why it's number 19? Where are we? 19? I think it's 19. At number 18, we have My Once Upon a Time. So that's the ballad that Mal sings in the third movie. And don't get me wrong, I do really enjoy the song. I don't know why it's number 18. I think it's just because I like the other songs above it more. I feel like now we're getting into like the really good songs, and so this one just ended up being number 18, and I honestly don't really have much else to say about it. I like the scene in the movie where like everything is kind of coming to a head for Mal and she's realizing all of her mistakes. It's a good moment. And then how she goes and helps Uma and they save Oridon together. You know, I love that. But in terms of like the song itself, this is just where it ended up on the list, and so that's all I have to say about that. Okay, next is I'm Your Girl, and I think that that is the last Wicked World song that I have. Yes, okay, cool. So round of applause for that. I'm actually surprised that this one made it this high up, but then I'm also not, because it's a bop. I don't know if you guys have listened to this one recently, but it's really good. I've listened to it since it came out, and I've enjoyed it, every single moment of it. I do really like the original as well. Someone else is singing the original, but then they had Dove and Sophia come on and sing it, and so that's the one that I included over here, but the original is also very good, and I would recommend that one as well. This song is a bop. Uh, Mal Levy vibes, which we love to see, and honestly, that's all I have to say about it. Next. Okay, so number 15 and 16 kind of go hand in hand, because number 16 is the Did I Mention reprise from the third movie, which I love. I think it's very beautiful, and the lyrics fit up perfectly with him getting down on one knee, and it's just such a good moment for Mal and Ben and their love. And then number 15 is the reprise of If Only. So similar vibes, you know, I love If Only. It's one of my favorite Descendants songs, and it's a good Mal and Ben moment, even though Ben's not really a part of it. It's more Mal, but it's still a really good song, and I love it. But they're both very short, so I feel like they're kind of tied for me. Like, they both just don't really feel like full-length songs. Like, I feel like the If Only reprise is like slightly longer than the Did I Mention one. I could be wrong, but I think that it's a little bit longer, and so I'd like that one just slightly more. But I still just feel like they're both so good and kind of like around the same level, and so that's why they are where they are on this list. And number 14 is What's My Name, Uma's smash hit from Descendants 2. I really like this song. I think it's a lot of fun. I also believe it was the first song that was released from Descendants 2, right? Like, I don't think we got Ways to Be Wicked until after What's My Name, but I could be wrong. It has been a hot minute. I think that this song has the most streams on Spotify out of the Descendants 2 songs, which I think is great. Uma deserves that. And yeah, I really like it. I feel like in terms of Descendants 2 songs, it's not one of my personal favorites, but I do still really like it, and it goes very hard. And that's all I have to say. So let's move on to the next song, which is Set It Off from the first movie. So this was the finale from the first movie. It's a good song. I really like it. I feel like I don't really have much to say about it besides that. Oh, I love the choreography. I feel like the choreography was really fun, and I always do it whenever the song comes on. You know, the dun 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 dun. That one? That's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's a good bop. So those are my thoughts on Set It Off. Next is Good to Be Bad from Descendants 3. So this was the VK song, the big intro song into the movie. I really like this song. I feel like it kind of took me by surprise a little bit. Like, it's got these different influences in it that just give this song a good feel that I love. It also reminds me of that event that the Disney Store was doing around the time of Descendants 3, because they taught us some of the choreography for this song, which was super fun. Carrie and I went, and it was good times. So yeah, nothing but positive memories attached to this song. I think it's very good. It's not my personal favorite VK intro song, but I still think it is a great song. So that's why it is number 12. Yes, number 12. Awesome. Okay, and number 11 is Do What You Gotta Do. So the awesome father-daughter duet from D3. This song is great, always makes me laugh. It's a really fun one to do at karaoke. So if any of you guys are going to karaoke, this one I highly recommend. Emma and I did it, and it was super fun. I also just love the lyrics. They're very like tongue-in-cheek and kind of playful, and I just feel like it's a fun song, and it goes hard. So that's my thoughts on Do What You Gotta Do. Next. Okay, top 10. This is so exciting. Okay, so number 10, I have Did I Mention Ben's big moment from the first movie where he confesses his love to Mal. I mean, he was under a spell, but it was still a really great moment. There was such a long time when I would say that this song was my favorite song from the first movie. I think I might have overplayed it a bit for myself, and so that's why it's a bit lower on this list, but I'm still just so happy that I have it in the top 10. It's also my younger sister Carrie's favorite Descendants song, so shout out to Carrie for having taste. I also love the spelling of ridiculous. You know, it taught me how to spell ridiculous, so respect to it for that. And yeah, I feel like we all agree that this song is definitely top tier material, and so that's why it's number 10. I'm a little bit sad that it's only number 10, like I wish it could have been in the top 5, but also I just had to go with my gut with these rankings, and so that's why Did I Mention is number 10. Okay, next. Okay, number 9 is Rotten to the Core, the classic VK song, the OG VK song, the first intro song to the very first Descendants movie. This song just has such a special place in my heart. It's super nostalgic for me, and I feel like Boo Boo Stewart does not get enough credit for basically carrying the entire chorus of this song. So thank you, Boo Boo, for that. This song's very good. It's a good intro into the Descendants universe and the VKs themselves, and so that's why I have it at number 9. Number 8... Do you guys want to know what it is? Leave your guesses in the comments down below for what you think is number 8. I don't know why, I just felt like saying that you should do that. Okay, number 8 is Queen of Mean from Descendants 3. So this was Audrey's big moment, and also Descendants' big moment, because this song went super viral for good reason. I don't know if viral is the right word, but it was definitely one of the most popular songs from the third movie, and yeah, for good reason. It's a very fun song. I love the rapping. I love Audrey and Sarah Jeffrey's voice. I feel like she did a really great job with this song, and I understand why it's one of the most popular Descendants songs, because it's super good, super catchy, and it's so fun to sing along to. So that is Queen of Mean. Okay, next we have It's Going Down from Descendants 2. This song is so fun. I mean, talk about a great rapping moment. This song also delivered with the rap battle, and it's just so intense. This song is such a good time. This one also reminds me of working at the Disney store because it was one of my friend's like favorite songs. And so I don't know if you guys are familiar, but at the Disney store they would do these like sing-along moments where like the speakers would get a bit louder and then the lyrics would come on screen. And so they had like basically the entirety of the Descendants 2 soundtrack as sing-along songs. And so my one coworker would always put this song on every shift without fail because she loved it so much, and honestly I understand why. And I remember one time we were closing, and after you're closed you're like not supposed to play sing-alongs, but she definitely like was like, we need to listen to this song, and we did over the speakers. And I would have been unsure about sharing that story because I don't want anyone getting fired, but we both don't work there, and also the Disney stores are closed now. They are like shutting down worldwide. So yeah, that's It's Going Down. Great song, 10 out of 10, and so that's why it is this high up. And number 6 is Ways to Be Wicked, my favorite VK intro song. I don't know what it is about this one, but I just feel like it goes just like a little bit harder than the other two. I love the spelling and the shouting and just everything about this song. I feel like the vibes are so strong, and yeah, it's another one that I never get sick of. I feel like it's definitely overplayed, but still, if I'm in a good mood for Ways to Be Wicked, then it's gonna be a good time, and I love it. And so, yep. Those are my thoughts on Ways to Be Wicked. Next is You and Me at number 5. I love how, like, the top 10 is just dominated by the Descendants 2 soundtrack because it's the best soundtrack. But yeah, You and Me, great song. I love it. I actually feel like at the beginning, like when the album first came out, I wasn't too sure about this one, but then as time went by, I was like, oh, like this is such a good song. Like, even if I'm not in a Descendants mood, if this song comes on shuffle, I will still listen to it. Like, that's how good this song is. I love the message. I love the scene in the movie where they're doing the choreo with the water. It's just so good, and I love it with all my heart. So that's You and Me. I don't know what else to say about it besides it being very good. And I like it a lot. Okay, number 4 is Space Between, my lovely Mal Levy duet from Descendants 2. So this one and You and Me were like the songs that my managers at the Disney store would put on for me. They'd be like, Caitlin, this one's for you. And they'd play either Space Between or You and Me because those were like my favorite Descendants 2 songs. I mean, there's also the other one that is above this one, but everybody loved that one, so it definitely got overplayed. Whereas these two, it was like, yes, please put these on for me. And every time they did, they'd be like, especially Space Between, because it's like a kind of quieter song. And so I don't know, I just thought that it was fun to have that playing at like a lively store like that. Anyways, I'm going on about that too much. Space Between's a great song. I love that Mal and Evie got like their girlfriends duet because they deserve one. I love their forehead touching at the end. And I don't know what it is about this song, but it just gets me in my feels every single time. I mean, I'm a big fan of like ballads and slow songs, and so this one kind of fits both of those categories. And yeah, I just love everything about this one. It never gets old, and so that's why it's number 4. And then number 3 is the song that I was just talking about, which is Chillin' Like a Villain. This song is definitely like the coolest Descendants song. Like the beats and the vibes of this song are just so good. Never gets old. I also love how she's like teaching Ben throughout it, and Carlos and Jay's like input throughout the song is great as well. And I feel like the dance number is also a great one. This one is probably a fan favorite from the second movie, but like I can see why, because it is so good. And I don't even really have much else to say about it besides the fact that I love it. Okay, so number 2 is Night Falls from Descendants 3, and I bet you thought you wouldn't see a Descendants 3 song this high up on the list because I kind of ranked the other ones somewhat lower, but here it is, Night Falls at number 2. This song is one of my favorite Descendants songs of all time. That's why it's number 2. It is so catchy, so fun, and I love the whole story that the song tells with like the two groups having to come together and work together to save Auradon, and it's just such a fun song. I wish that this movie could have came out earlier so that I could have had it as a sing-along at the Disney store, so I could have just played it over and over again. And I would never have gotten tired of it because it's just so good. And then obviously the choreo for this song is just 10 out of 10. I love how it's a bit more like mature a little bit with some of the dance moves of this song, if you guys know what I mean. But yeah, it just goes so hard. 10 out of 10, I love Night Falls, and so that's why it's number 2. And then number 1 is, that's right, you guys guessed it. People ask me all the time what my favorite Descendants song is, and I always say, If Only from Descendants 1. This song just hits me right in the feels. I mean, it's got the nostalgia factor because it was from the first movie. I love ballads, so there's that as well. I also love Ben and Mal. And so this song is like about Mal confronting her feelings for Ben. And this is another Descendants song that even if I'm not in a Descendants mood, if it comes on shuffle, it's like, well, I'm not gonna skip If Only. Like, it's the best song. And so yeah, that's my favorite Descendants song. Maybe it's a bit basic. I don't know how people are gonna feel or react to me having If Only at number 1, but this is where it is. So I hope that that is okay with you guys, but I also don't really care because this is my list and I do what I want. So yeah, that's If Only, my favorite Descendants song. I'm still kind of confused as to like the ending, you know, when like they have male vocals that come in near the end of the song, like is that Ben singing from the middle of the lake? We may never know. In my mind it is, but who's to say really? So that is my official ranking of all of the Descendants songs. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below which Descendants songs are your favorite. I can't wait to read all about it, but don't go away yet because this video is not over. First, we have a sponsorship, so let's talk about that for a second. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions of people come together to take the next step in their creative journey. The platform offers thousands of inspiring classes from photography to illustration to design to so much more. I recently took a class called iPhone Filmmaking taught by these guys Caleb and Niles, who were great by the way, but I took this class because I've been thinking about getting into vlogging, and so if I were to do that, it would be with my phone, but I've never really shot much on my phone, and so I feel like I really learned a lot from this class, and what I really liked about it is that they didn't just sugarcoat it all and be like, oh, it's great and super easy to use your phone, but instead they actually talked about some of the limitations that it has as well. And I've had people before ask me for advice on getting started on YouTube, and I feel like if you are just getting started, you oftentimes don't have the means to get like a new camera and stuff like that, and so oftentimes a main tool you'll have at your disposal is your phone, and so I feel like this class is just such a great help with that. And so I highly recommend that class, but like I said earlier, Skillshare also offers so many other classes as well. What's also great about Skillshare is that it's curated specifically for learning. So this means that there's no ads and they're always launching new premium classes to help you stay focused and follow wherever creativity takes you. So if you did want to give that class I mentioned earlier a try or any of the other classes that Skillshare has to offer, you can click the link in the description down below. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click that link will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare, so you can go get started right away on exploring your creativity. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys once again for checking them out, as it does really help out the channel. Alright, so that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, don't forget to let me know which Descendants songs are your favorite, because I just like talking about Descendants and I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Also, let me know which discography you'd like to see me rank next. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Disney Channel discography. It could also be like an artist like Sabrina Carpenter or 5 Seconds of Summer. Those are just some that came to mind because they're some of my personal favorite artists, and I feel like I would be better at ranking artist discographies for artists that I actually do listen to. So if you are familiar with my music tastes, then leave me some requests in the comments down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Anyways, Kater Tots, that is all I have to say for today. I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.